What's up, guys? This is day 51, I believe, of documenting myself every single day until I become a millionaire through e commerce. And yeah, today was a pretty stressful morning. I had to wake up and I had to fix a lot of problems that we had. Um, yeah, and to be honest, I didn't want to wake up. I did not want to wake up today because a lot of things were wrong and I was stressed. But I got up anyways because, I got to push forward and just got to keep going. That was the mindset I had. I almost went back to sleep, but then I just kept thinking over and over again, I got to get up, I got to get up, I got to get up, got to get after it. So I got up and I, fixed some of the problems that we had. I still have some more. I got to, hire some new people and stuff, but yeah, I'm not going to go too into detail on it because, I don't want to leak anything. This space is very competitive and, yeah, don't really want to leak anything, but yeah, just know we had some problems today and had to get them fixed like immediately. So yeah, that's kind of the whole morning I spent. Did not go to the gym, did not even take a morning walk. I mean, I walked to this location, but other than that, I didn't take a morning walk. I just woke up and I had to fix the problems. Some days are just like that. Some days you can't even follow your routine because you got to fix the problems quick. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I had to do today. And yeah, it was pretty stressful. It was pretty stressful, but what I do is just knock out the most stressful thing first. You know what I'm saying? I just get it done, get it completed, and yeah, you get that early W, that early morning W. It brings you some confidence for the rest of the day, and you can get shit done easier and shit done quicker. Or you can just take like a real cold shower. That's another thing I do. It kind of like really wakes you up, and it's like a immediate shock factor, so that like when when you first hop in, you immediately just think about the cold. All those stressful thoughts that you had just immediately go away, and you just immediately think about that cold ass water. And yeah, it really clears up your mind after a little bit. It also helps with your fight or flight response. If you just count down three, two, one, and then hop in the cold shower, it helps with your fight or flight, which can help you, get the things done that you don't want to do and that you're scared to do. Yeah, it helps with that. So that's another thing I do. Just a little tip for you guys that are, trying to handle your stress because, this entrepreneurship in general is very stressful, which is why only 1% make it and only, the 99% quit. And it's not easy, man. It's not easy, having to wake up every single day just feeling stressed. But, you know, it'll pay off in the end because I'm learning a lot as a 20-year-old and I'm growing a lot as a 20-year-old. And, when I'm 30 or 40 or even 25, I'll be a much stronger, better person because I went through these hardships when I was young. So that's kind of the whole goal right now. It's just to learn, just to gain experience, gain new knowledge every single day and get 1% better. And, eventually, I'm going to be such a strong and confident person and be able to, just lead my business and lead, very valuable team members. And that is the goal. That is the end goal, so that everything can get systemized and everything can get all that different stuff. But yeah, went on a tangent there. Went on a bit of a tangent there. But yeah, do you guys like the new, the little new background that I picked? I think it was pretty nice. But yeah, if you guys are just, in that stressful period, it's just a season. It's like I always say, it's just a season. It's just a period of life. You're gonna go through bad times, you're gonna go through good times. And what are the good times without the bad times? Good times wouldn't exist without bad times. So you have to go through them. And it's just God testing you. It's God pushing you. It's God, showing you how to become disciplined and stronger and a more confident person because, you know, God tests his strongest soldiers and he puts them through hell. to gain heaven. So that's kind of what I've just been thinking about, the mindset that I've been having, just having faith in God and having faith in His journey for me, and walking towards His light, and staying away from the dark, and staying away from sin, staying away from distractions, staying away from people, just the noise, the people that are bad for me. And I know I'll make it, and I know if you guys do the same thing, you guys will also make it, and you guys will also, be so strong. You'll be such strong people, such strong, capable people, if you believe in God and believe in His journey for you, believe in His path. And if you don't believe in a higher power, I would really recommend that you do, that you start. Just I'm not exactly sure how to start, because back in the days when I was a beginner, I didn't pray or do none of this stuff, and I kind of had spite for God, because man, I was going through hell. I was going through hell, and I had failed over 80 products with drop shipping, and man, I hated the world. I just hated waking up in the morning. I hated looking at my freaking family, because I saw them, and I thought back then that they weren't working as hard as me, and that they weren't trying as hard as me, and that really upsetted me. But now that I've grown as a person, I realize that they did everything for me. They did so much for me that I can't even comprehend, and they've been through so much for me. And I was very immature and very stupid back then. I was just a stupid kid, just wanting to make money, and I didn't care about the bigger picture of growing as a person. And now I'm definitely trying to change that. These days in 2026, trying to become better, trying to call my family up more, and just grow and trust and believe in God. But back then, I had spite for God, because He was putting me through hell, and I knew I needed to change, and I knew I needed to shift. And one day, my mom just recommended that I go to church, and I went, and it was honestly the most beautiful experience I've ever had. And I felt like, while they were singing, I don't know what song it was, but they were singing a certain song, and while they were singing it, I just felt them. I felt them in my heart, and I almost broke down crying in tears, because it was so beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had in my life. And from then on, I really start to believe again, start to believe that that He's there, and that He's right here in my heart. And this basically, this changed everything. I started meditating. He showed me a video about the law of attraction, and my life, changed. And for the first time, I got my first 100K profit month. And from there on, I knew that He was real, and I knew that, He could help me, and that He was always there, even when I was, you know, just going through the worst of it in my journey. He was always there for me. And I always thank Him every single day now. I'm always grateful towards Him. And yeah, even today, when I was like very stressed, I was still grateful. I was still grateful for the stress, and for the anxiety and fear that I had. And because I knew that this was going to build me, that it was a test, and I had to figure it out by myself. And I know what the next steps that I need to take. And yeah, what was I talking about at first? Oh yeah, if you don't believe, I highly recommend that you start to, just try it. Just go to church one day. And for me, it was a beautiful experience that I will never forget. Yeah, I'll never forget that. And now I know that God is always watching over me, and I always have that protection and that security in Him. And when things get really tough, I know I can go in a dark place, turn off all the lights, and just pray to Him and talk to Him, and I instantly just feel so much better. But yeah, I'm gonna make the video pretty short and end it right here, guys, because I do have some more work to do. But if you enjoyed the video, my name is Josh, and I'll be documenting myself every single day until I become a millionaire through e-commerce. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.